Got here, and it's time to talk about Kaiju number 8. And this episode was honestly great, probably one of the best episodes in the series, so far at least. And Hoshina's quickly becoming my favorite character, or one of my favorite characters here up. But I'm also worried. They've been foreshadowing some things and kind of leaning into that. We're probably going to lose some people, and it's gonna be pretty sad when that's gonna happen with the defense force. Towards the end, seems we have a new Kaiju showing up besides Kaiju number 9. I'm gonna stop calling him Necromancer, or how people started calling him Mushroom Kaiju. So yeah, let's get into it and talk about it. It picks up straight from last week, Hoshina versus Kafka, and damn, Hoshina fights so awesome, it's insane. And not just his fighting style, I'm really liking his personality, especially kind of like the start. I feel like this playful character likes to mess with people, but when he gets serious, he gets serious. We have Kafka kind of being similar a bit in the way. He's very goofy majority of the time, but also when he gets serious, he gets serious. But during their fight, he was overwhelming Kafka, and I really liked that. But Kafka, to be fair, wasn't actually trying to fight against him. I'm curious how it would have went if Kafka was serious here, because Hoshina actually slashes him, overwhelming him, even exposes his core, and he has to regen, figuring out that it takes a lot of stamina to regen. I do hope we get to find out more about the powers that Kafka has and how Kaiju actually works, because the big mystery is, what was that insect Kaiju that went into Kafka's body? Why? How did that happen? Why was he a target? Because that insect Kaiju said, I found you, like you probably specifically looking for Kafka. But also questions about the other Kaiju, because while Hoshina was fighting him, saying he's around 840 to like a Dai Kaiju. Dai Kaiju means like a great Kaiju, a big one. So I'm really curious here. But hey, that's probably into the future. Let's focus a bit on the fight. Now the double slashes that Hoshina was doing, and the triple attack right after that, right on the side there, and the charge. I really like his fighting style quite a lot. Speed on speed and precision on the attack. Like we had Mina with the huge overwhelming power when she had that huge ass cannon. I'm curious how she would have fought if she was against smaller targets, so to say here. But yeah, Kafka also very technical in his fight. Like his Taro head, he seems like this goofy character, but when it comes to fighting or dealing with Kaiju, he knew what to do. He learned from having his core exposed, and he knew that Hoshina is gonna target that, and creates a mouth on his chest, and he's able to stop the blade there. And actually probably would have won that fight if you went for the head, like insert your Thanos meme, should have gone for the head. But instead of hitting Hoshina, he just slams and breaks his sword, which I'm happy, because this kind of leaves at least some room in between them. If he actually slammed, yeah, he probably would have won the fight, but would have ruined his entire chances of with the defense force, with Hoshina, with everybody else. Would actually be a monster if he went for that hit there. And throughout the fight, Hoshina felt a bit weird, so like it feels like fighting a human instead of a Kaiju. I really am curious when it's gonna come out, like when they find out that Kafka is Kaiju number 8, how they're going to react. And I can't wait for that moment. I don't know where it's gonna go. I do think at some point they're going to find out, and he's gonna be the Kaiju that fights other Kaiju on the defense force. But the initial reaction is gonna be interesting, how that's gonna go around, especially considering the relationship between Hoshina and Kafka, how he's kind of taking him under his wing there. And after that, Kafka runs away. He finds distraction, so to say, and he goes out, so he kind of escapes here. And yeah, Kikoru thinking of him, kind of, can I trust him, can I not trust him? I'm really liking the relationship between them all. She was thinking that he shows up very exhausted, and she's happy to see him. They tease each other a bit, but he has a way with words, and not realizing like she's looking for a father figure, considering how shitty her father is, and him saying, sorry, I let the one that hurt you get away. And that kind of hits her That even though she's a tsundere doesn't admit that. But here she also says that the defense force is starting to use kaiju regen into their technology. Here when he instantly wanted to look for Iharu and Ichikawa. And Mina and Hoshina seems to have a great relationship. She kind of teased him taking that picture of him in that position there, and him sharing his thoughts that Kaiju 8 felt weird. Yes, he's strong, but the fight felt a bit like more like fighting a human than a Kaiju, even though they're gonna have to neutralize it. But this is why I'm curious what their reaction is going to be when they find out, especially Hoshina and Mina, because both have a history with Kafka. But they also get a report that Kaiju number 9 had a human form, so this kind of makes things a lot more interesting, because they're gonna have to be more suspicious and on the lookout for humanoid kaijus right now. And speaking of Kaiju number 9, takes over a new identity. He kills a random guy he found on the road there. He was very exhausted also, and kind of starts thinking how he's gonna kill Kaiju number 8, as in Kafka. We're probably not gonna see him for a bit now, considering we have a new one coming and everything else happening, but yeah, he's gonna be a dangerous one lurking in the shadows. Now Ichikawa in the hospital wakes up, Kikoru and Kafka are there, and Kafka Ichikawa almost give it away that Kafka is Kaiju number 8, but Iharu he's not the smartest tool in the shed. They kind of play it off, and it makes sense for him there. And I'm liking Iharu also. Iharu did great. Ichikawa, best bro you can have on your side, honestly there. And after this they go to celebrate their first mission here. And Iharu likes Kaiju number 8, thinking he's cool there. But this celebration turns into a feast, more like a thanks to Haruichi. Apparently he's the heir to the Izumo Tech, the ones that are the largest anti-tech company there. So I was thinking more like Kikoru's family was behind the suits, but apparently it's not her. It seems to be Haruichi. So I'm really curious about her father right now. Who is he? Why is he such an asshole? What exactly is he doing? Feels like an important character. We're probably gonna find out later on in the series. And them spending time together here, the division, the new recruits, the officers there, kind of got me worried here, because they starting to bond more and more. Them the bickering, they are starting to break down the mission, how they need to be stronger and so on. But when they're gonna lose people, it's gonna suck ass, because they get attached to each other, they start caring about each other. So this time they're lucky, nobody died. But what about next time? I'm really curious how dark the series is going to be with this this aspect here. And Haruichi, there's something more to him, especially his relationship with his father. They haven't talked, so something happened between them. I'm really curious, even more considering his family is the one behind the tech here. And Hoshina has an important announcement. Makes Kafka a full officer thanks to his achievement of finding the reproductive organs there, saving a lot of lives. So it's not just combat ability that can promote you, also using your brain and knowledge and information here. And I'm happy about this, the way Kafka advanced a bit here. And Mina is the one that makes it official after that, and the dynamic between them kind of wanting to talk but not wanting to talk at the same time, and her telling him, you are far from fighting along me, don't get cocky, basically. I'm paraphrasing a bit, and he's like, just you wait, Mina. She smiles a bit, but give me 50 push-ups because you didn't address an officer properly there. And yeah, I do hope at some point they're gonna have a proper conversation between them, because she remembers the promise between them. And he says that Kaiju number 8 and Kaiju number 9 are gonna be discussed at headquarters. So what is the defense force gonna do about them moving forward? That's gonna be interesting. And she says that Hoshina was the one that recommended him for officer, so don't let him down here. And speaking of that, late hours, Kafka sees Hoshina training, kind of doing image training versus Kaiju number 8, as in himself, gets even more scared about that, and Hoshina revealing that he could have handled that fight better if he did this, if he did that, things differently, use another attack, which makes sense. Was a first encounter there. It's very easy to say after, hey, hindsight is 2020, of course, but that says the next time they meet each other, Kafka's gonna have to be even more careful there. But this is why I'm liking Hoshina a lot more. I love his fighting style. I love his personality every time he's being funny, teasing people and so on. But when he gets serious, you see how much he cares about not just the civilians, also about the people under him, because he wants to be the one to keep them safe. This is why he always takes the mission. This is why he wants to be the one to fight Kaiju number 8 and number 9, so they don't lose people. And him and Kafka are a bit similar into this personality trait a bit, and kind of takes him under his wing, telling him, don't get cocky, but you have 1% at least of my expectations, teasing him about his power there. But this episode ends with flying kaiju, the small ones, and apparently one more humanoid kaiju on top of them controlling them, so there's gonna be a new attack. I'm excited, but so far Hoshina and Kafka are great as characters, and every time there's fighting on the screen gets me pumped up and excited. So I'm really curious, what do you guys think of the series so far, and what do you think of the Hoshina and Kafka, their short fight they had there, and this new kaiju that we have showing up right now? Let me know in the comments below. Don't give me spoilers if you have read the manga, and as always, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot, and you guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So keep enjoying anime and kaiju. I'm gonna see you again on the next time. Bye bye.